Hi, y'all. Welcome back to America Tells All. I'm so excited to recap week 3 with y'all. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe at americatellsall.com and to follow and rate wherever you listen to podcasts. We also have a Facebook group with over 500 members, so make sure to go join. The password this week will be Quaker Oats, LOL. And I am joined by reality TV icon, legend, Rachel Reilly. I'm so excited, y'all. Enjoy. Hi, y'all. Welcome back to the week 3 recap of the Golden Bachelorette. I am honored to be here with Vegas, the queen, Vegas herself, the queen of reality TV, Rachel Reilly. Rachel, how are you?
Oh, so good. This was a good episode for me to come on with their Vegas trips and everything.
Literally in my notes, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is, I don't know. I manifested this. This is happening.
Yes, I love it.
I didn't know that you cast for the Golden Bachelor. I know you're a casting producer, but when I texted you and you're like, oh, I actually cast these men, I was like, wait,
Yes.
what? What's
Yeah,
going
so I
on?
cast the Golden Bachelor and the Golden Bachelorette. So I work with the guys. So I actually found a bunch of these guys. So Pascal was one of my babies.
I love him.
And I'm obsessed with him. And let's see who else. Charles L. and Greg,
King.
and so a bunch of them actually. Some of the ones that have gone home, but yeah, I feel like firefighter, our handsome firefighter from
Yeah,
New York.
10.
He
10, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he was his I want to say his nephew sent me a message on Instagram. I almost didn't see it. He
Mm-hmm.
was like, my uncle would be perfect for this. And I was like, okay, we'll get his information. I had to talk to him. You know, they always say, oh, I don't know if I could do it. Whatever. They have like a million different reasons. But we talked to him and he's great. He's really, really great. And he's so handsome. But he was one from that had a friend reach out through Instagram. Some of them we find on like, dating apps. Some people are like referrals. Some people just like straight up apply, especially now that like the show is at the first season. People were like, what is this? What is it about?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like everybody knows what it's about, like all the things. Like I feel like my dog wants to play every time I come on.
Get him on the podcast.
Literally, like it's so ridiculous. So I got the opportunity to meet some of these guys before the show, which is very exciting.
Wait, that's so cool. I didn't know. So first off, what dating apps are these men on? I don't think it's like Tinder, right? You said
No,
some of them
not
are.
Tinder. I did not go on Tinder. I went on like Match.com.
Okay,
And
yeah.
yeah, I went on like so I never find anyone from silver singles or senior silver singles, something like that. But I go on every time to see if I will, but I've never found a contestant from that show, from that website. But I do go on to like the dating apps, and like sometimes I find people in Facebook groups, like the dating Facebook groups. The
That's so
seniors
funny.
love to date out of Facebook groups. It's very interesting. So if you're listening and you're a senior and you're like, where do I go to date? Apparently go to Facebook, because there's like Facebook groups for dating for seniors.
You know where else? The clock app, the TikTok. I've like been
Oh,
on
yeah.
scrolling randomly and I see like a live where they're doing like speed dating.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
have you seen it?
Those
It's
are
the
really great.
awkward thing ever.
No, it's awkward, but those are amazing. But can I
No,
tell you
I
something?
tune in.
I reached out to maybe, I want to say like 4 or 5 seniors on the clock app.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I got messages back from them and they're like, "Oh, I just play a senior on TikTok." And I'm like, "Play a senior? What does that mean?"
What does
So
that
this
mean?
guy is like 40 and he's like just like acts like he's he's like grandpa something on TikTok. And like just acts like as a senior. And then there's another one that I reached out to that also acted like a senior, that was like single and dating, apparently not. And then so like I had like 4 misses from TikTok. And then you have like the cute like kids that posted with their grandparents, and then I'll be like, hey, your grandparents so cute, are they single? And then the kids get weird and they're like, why is this weird lady talking to me about my grandparent being single?
Oh, come
I'm like,
on.
no,
They don't
not
know
for
who
me.
Rachel Reilly
I
is?
know.
Like, what?
I'm like, not for me, I promise. That's what
Send them
Emily
a
thinks
link
I'm
to
married.
like
I have to like preface that.
send them a link to like the BB13 like season finale.
Right? I
Like,
know.
yeah, like
Brendan like grabbing me. Well, you know, it's funny too, because then I'm always like, they literally think I'm like 20 and they're like, you're way too young. You're 21. I'm like, no, sir. But thank you.
yeah, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm literally like, thank you. You know, no big deal. But
That's so funny. And
yeah,
I think you got some great men. Like,
yes,
I love them
they're,
all so much.
I like am obsessed. Like
How did you
obsessed.
how was the interview? You said you met them in person at one point,
No, we
or you
meet
got to
them,
meet
we
some of
do these
them?
on Zoom. So we do them
Okay.
on Zoom. You know, I actually don't know. I think the guys went to California this year. I can't remember if they went out or if they just like get cast on Zoom the whole time.
I love that. I can't wait for them to do like meet and greets. I'm gonna be first in line to meet Pascal and Charles L and
I know.
Jack. I love them so much.
I love
They're
them
so
so much.
adorable. And let's talk about Pascal. So you said that you interviewed him or he was part of
Yes.
your crew. I love him. I know he's a polarizing person. There's people online that are like, he's so high maintenance. Ha ha ha. Like, how is he supposed to find a wife when he can't cook or clean or any of that stuff? I don't care. He's got
No.
enough money that his
Yeah.
wife will never have to do those things. So what does it matter?
Right. And like, by the way, like, are they cooking like 5-course meals these days? Like, no, like their kids are grown up. Nobody's cooking for a family. They're cooking like, put a salmon on a grill. Like, it's gonna be fun.
Exactly.
Order Uber Eats every night. It's gonna be okay.
Now, if Pascal were to come on the show and be like, I don't know what Uber Eats is, then
Then we would have a problem. Yeah. But
then we'd
no,
have
like,
a problem.
even with the like you know, he doesn't want to do his own laundry, like, okay, like, who cares? Like, he lives in Chicago. I'm sure they have a service for that. Like, you're good, you're gonna be fine.
No, he does. So first he had Greg doing it, LOL.
Yeah, I know.
He's like paying Greg. I'm like, he's forking out $100 per
Per
load.
load.
Like,
Amazing.
let me meet him, you know? I'll do his laundry.
I know, right? I'll do your laundry for $100, Pascal. It's so funny. Yeah, I mean, he's so fun on the show. I love watching him. He's really great. And this week,
And this week he got the one-on-one. So he got to be the star finally. He's been on the sidelines for the last 2 episodes.
yeah. I fell in love with him this week. So with this trip to Vegas, like, sure, I get it. Like, this is like, probably some of these guys have never been to Vegas and never done this, but like, Pascal's like, this is just a random Tuesday. Oh, all of my jets. Of course I've flown a private jet.
He's like, we would have had a problem if I had to flight coach. I'm like, oh, he's so funny. And I think it's so funny how he was so giddy, like kid in a candy store. He came out, he sees the sports car, he turns to Joan and he's like, I'm a fast driver.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not driving.
Yeah. I know. That was the best. I feel like, okay, so with this date, I feel like it was just so up his alley. Like, I almost feel like they planned the date when they found out she was going to take him. Like, that's what the vibe I got, because it was just like, perfect for him. Like, it was just felt like it was a Pascal day. Yeah. Like, I mean,
this was his day. Like, this is a typical day with Pascal is what I picture.
He was like at his best self. And like, he's so, I mean, like, that's ridiculously good looking. Like, this man is in his 60s. Like,
he's ripped. Like, look at him.
I know. I want to know if Pascal got, like, when he found out he was gonna like be a contestant, did he go work out and hire a personal trainer every day? Because he looks like he did.
I feel like, you know, just from what we've gathered from the last 2 episodes, I think this is just him. Like, he takes a lot of pride in, you know, his physique and his like hygiene and stuff. And I like it. And I like how he kept telling Joan, like, look, we don't need all this stuff. The private jets and the sports car, it's not important. It is definitely important. Like,
for sure. But I love that, like, he says that. And I also loved learning about his story, like his background, about where he came from, because I feel like that makes him such more of like a person. Like he's a self-starter. He's like that generation that really like grabbed the opportunity when they could. You know what I mean? And I think that he has proven that in his life.
Mhm.
And so he's at the point where he should be doing this. He should be celebrating and paying $100 for someone to wash his laundry. And people shouldn't be like, oh, he's high maintenance. It's like he's earned to be high maintenance. Like he didn't, come from like a trust fund baby. He's like really
Mhm.
earned this. So I
No,
love
it
it.
surprised me. I love him. It surprised me for sure because I didn't expect that, right? I figured that he moved obviously from France and he was an
Yeah.
immigrant. I didn't know his backstory, but him revealing that like I grew up poor and money was always an issue
Yeah.
and my parents weren't affectionate with me adds another layer to like everything. And him being able to be like vulnerable and open about it. Or he's like, "Oh, I moved to the United States. I didn't know any English." But he's like, "But every day I looked in the mirror and I like hyped myself up." And I
I
was like,
love that.
that's a
I know.
man. Like,
That is, yes,
I
yes. And like, it's just, I don't know. This is what I like about the Golden Bachelor that we don't get on the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise is that we get like these stories that are like, I don't know, it's just the different stories. Like we
Mhm.
learn about where these people came from, what they like, their relationships, their kids, their like, life lessons that we're learning. And like, just like even him like saying, oh, I didn't speak English. I had to teach myself English. I had no one. I had to like look at myself in the mirror and be my own friend. Like that's like a lesson that we can like use today. But he's already done it and like lived that wisdom. And so I felt like I just really love that about this franchise, like the Golden franchise, Bachelor and
Mhm.
Bachelorette, that we like really get this like extra layer to these people.
Mhm.
And we don't really get that in The Bachelor, especially now. I feel like so.
We don't at all. We don't at all. Like it's
Yeah.
just very superficial and I've talked about this over and over and over, but Tayshia's season of The Bachelorette, it was a few years ago, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
One of my favorite seasons ever because they focused on their stories, on the men's stories,
Yes.
since they didn't have these extravagant like dates to go on.
Right.
That's what I watch for, and that's what I love about this Golden series. Like,
Me
it's just
too.
so
Ugh,
like I feel things.
me
I
too.
tear up, you know,
Oh,
like I don't
I
do that.
cry every episode. I literally cry every single episode. I'm like,
Yep.
oh my God, Charles made me cry this episode. Like,
Every episode,
all
whenever
of
he's
them.
on screen.
Yes. I love him. I like was doing some deep dive into the fandom and I didn't realize that he was such a favorite. Apparently he's like one of the top favorites.
He's a big one on Twitter for sure. People love him. Pascal, on the other hand, again, a little
Yeah.
controversial. People love him, people hate him. I love him. I'm a Pascal truther
Yes,
and
I
stand
love
behind
that.
me, Pascal, because I'll protect
Yes.
you on the Twitter streets. But so one question, Rachel, what
Yes.
is Vegas?
Oh,
Because
what is Vegas? Vegas is
what
the best place in the world. I am Vegas. Wayne
yes.
Newton, I was obsessed that he was there and sang for them. Like, also, do we think this is the actual Wayne Newton or is it like a performer? I'm not sure. I really couldn't
Look,
tell.
I didn't know who Wayne Newton was. I had to look him
Yeah,
up.
he
I've
is
never
Vegas.
been to Vegas, but yeah,
What?
I saw that
You've
like
never been to Vegas? Who are you? Okay,
I've
America, we
never
have
been to
got
Vegas.
so many, like in my last Instagram live we did with you, I learned so much. Now I'm learning more. And I feel like we have got to go. We'll go on a double date with the boys to Vegas. Maybe
Please.
after our cruise.
Yes, I was gonna say we'll just go around Mexico and
Yes,
stay
exactly.
on the boat, go
So
around Mexico.
I think that is the real Wayne Newton. I think that is actually him. He's 82 years old and it looks like him. So yeah, this is very
I I
exciting.
I would hope it was him and not an
Well,
impersonator,
they have
but
like
I
a
also
lot of impersonators, so I just wasn't sure. But no, I think that is the actual him.
that's good because they could have brought in like, oh, Elvis is here and had like a
Right.
fake
No, no,
Elvis
for sure.
perform for them. But
Yeah.
they've had the
Well,
budget this season.
they're spending the budget because I love that they had and they're doing it on the golden people too. Like the
Mhm.
people that people of that generation recognize. Although I recognize
Yes.
Wayne Newton. So I don't know
Well,
who like I guess everyone's watching the Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelor because it like really appeals to every generation, right?
I think so. I mean, I definitely was super excited to see it because they've been teasing the Golden Bachelor for years now.
For years,
Like
I know.
I was watching 4 years ago, and one ad would be like, "Oh, do you know, is your grandpa
Yes,
like single?
it
Do they want to
started.
find love?"
Well, I think they wanted to do it in like 2019, and then because of COVID, it held everything back. And then, of course, like you can't do filming right after COVID with this. So I think
Seniors,
they just
yeah.
yeah, I think it just like took a little bit of time after that but now it's totally fine.
That's good. And
Yeah.
I'm so excited for our Vegas trip. I'm so excited for the cruise. Hello.
Me too. Hello.
And
Yes. But cruise plug. I think it's almost sold out. So get your tickets.
yes, that's
Cruise.com.
postgamecruise.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Post
go
game
check
cruise.
that out. But I liked at the end they're kissing, right?
I
Joan and
know. I
Pascal.
love
And he's
them.
like, that's a French kiss. I was
Yeah.
like,
He's so sexy. You can tell she's into him. Like she wants to like she likes him. You can tell.
and she got what she wanted from him. She wanted him to
Yeah.
open up, and he
Mhm.
was.
I agree. I
So
agree.
that's all we could ask for. So that was the
Yeah.
date. That was cute. I loved it. Very Pascal. Perfect
Very.
for him. And then
Mhm.
we're taken back to the mansion and we see that the guys haven't been able to sleep.
I
So
poor
Gary
guy.
and Charles L take it upon themselves to go to the pharmacy and they're like, we're gonna help these guys sleep. Let's get some
Yeah.
melatonin, some earplugs. Hee hee ha ha moment. Charles L makes me feel all the emotions.
I know,
Like,
me too. I love the whole bit that they do where it's like we are getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and we're doing this. But also like I could not imagine being in my 60s and having to sleep on a top bunk with a bunch of other random people in the house. Like, why are they doing this to those people?
hello,
I
production.
know,
Like, they
right?
had the budget
Production.
to get Wayne Newton. They could have gotten
Yeah,
single beds on the
they
floor.
could literally have gotten single beds. And that mansion is big enough.
It no, it definitely is, but it's a fun bit, and I'm like, "Hee hee ha
Yeah.
ha," and then the Golden Bachelorette says, "Not so fast," and we have this really emotional moment
Ugh, I know.
with like, literally right after with Charles L. and Guy,
Yeah.
and so this is where I start crying.
Oh,
Um
no, I was dying with this moment. So, Charles L, like, totally gives us the whole story about, like, how he found his wife, right? And, like, that was, ugh, so emotional, so relatable, like, just something that, like, tears at your heartstrings. Because like, he put you I don't know, for me, he put me in that moment
mhm.
where I was like, "Oh my god," like, this is like traumatizing. And then Guy is like, telling him like how he has to like kind of put it behind him. And I love the friendship. Like, I don't know, like it must have been therapeutic for him to talk about it and kind of have someone to like be there and just have a friend to talk to. Like, I wonder if he has guy friends that he talks to about this? Like, I know he has children, but, like, nobody's talking to their kids about that.
Exactly. But yeah, it's like, oh my God, he's been holding on to this for so long.
So
And I was
long, yeah.
wondering the same thing. I was like, I guess I don't know what his relationship with his doctors is, but he wasn't able to ask them. But the fact that he's able to like find that in Guy, right? And confide in
Yeah,
Guy and be like, hey, I have this question. You're a doctor. Can you help me? And Guy not only gave him an answer, but also gave him advice, right? And he's like,
yeah.
don't beat yourself up about this. Like, you can't just be going in circles. This is not your fault. It happened. It's okay. You're going to be okay. And I was like, oh,
Ugh, I
it
know,
hurt.
I know.
I was
It's
literally like,
I know. But I love
is it
the friendship that we see. Like, it's just so special because you don't get that on yeah, like, we had what was the guy's Sean, whatever his name was, that kept fighting with the other one that I mean, like on the Bachelorette, the guys fight. They just
they
fight.
fight all
Yeah.
the time.
And then all the time. And then
The
on the
girls
Golden
too. Like,
Right, they do
yeah.
too. But on the Golden Bachelorette, they're like consoling each other and telling each other to like let it go. And I'm here if you need to talk about it. Like, wow. I mean, it's
It's
just
just
so. amazing.
It's a whole different level. I don't know if it's maturity because I mean the guys are adults too, like on the regular franchise,
Right.
right? But they're just so much nicer about everything and just like they get it and they're shaking each other's hands when they like get a one-on-one. It's like I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just so endearing and
So
it's really cute.
endearing. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that because, with the women, all the women got along so well. And I kind of thought, like, okay, well, that's the women and the golden ladies. So, they're easier to make friendships. And then I was wondering if that would happen with the men, but it is. And it's beautiful. And it's nice to see. I feel like we all needed this show right now.
Oh, I do. I'm, like, looking forward to it every week because
Me
it's such a
too.
feel-good show, and I never thought I would say that about The Bachelor, Bachelorette, right? Like,
Right.
it's supposed to be,
No.
like, just drama and,
Right.
like, a dating show, watching hot people hook up, and that's pretty much, like, it, but, like, this
Yeah,
takes it to a whole new different level, and I'm like, "Where are
totally.
you finding these men?" I think
Yeah.
maybe it's the fact that you're recruiting them, and then and they're not like, "Hey, get me on TV." Maybe that factors in. They're,
Well,
like,
and there's a
genuinely
lot of
trying to
like
find
yeah, their family will submit them. Like a lot of it is less of them. Yeah. And a lot of the guys are, still very apprehensive. Like I don't think that they're a little scared. They don't want to get their heart broken. So the people that go through the whole process, I think that they are very like, they're good guys and they're just like, I don't know. I love them all. I love them all. They're great.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rachel, on behalf of everyone for eh, all the guys that you helped get on the show because literally they're
Oh,
all amazing. And I'm
I know.
waiting for the drama and then it does I thought Jack was gonna be the drama. I love
Oh, I
Jack.
know. He was so fun.
He's a menace, and
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, he's gonna, rub someone the wrong way," and he didn't. They all loved him and they all embraced him, and I was like,
yeah.
"Ah," like
I feel like they all embrace each other just with the flaws and everything, you know?
Yeah, it's so good to see. So
Yeah.
then we get a knock on the door, and then we get our next group date
Yes.
and the one-on-one. So Jonathan gets the one-on-one. Everyone else goes out to this football field, which I think is funny because Pascal gets on a private jet. They fly him
I
out to
know.
Vegas
Well, they
for
were
these
showing
guys.
that the whole time when the guys were like, "We can't sleep," and then they're, like, dancing in Vegas, like, on a private jet, like, totally showing the difference, and now they're gonna play kickball.
Kickball with Eric Dickerson and Andre Reed. I also like Wayne Newton. I didn't know who these guys were, but I'm sure they're famous football players, and the guys seem to know them.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Hey, you're gonna get sweaty, you're gonna play kickball and, injure yourselves," basically.
I know, poor guys.
Because
They're
what is this?
ringer,
Poor
I
men.
know. They do put them through the ringer, and, like, even with their talent show, I was like, "They're put them through the ringer, these guys." But I think, like, the guys always have fun with it, and that's really nice to see.
They were going all in on this, and you
Yeah.
could see them, like, after they kicked, they would, like, hold their
Oh,
leg or,
yeah.
like,
They're like,
their
"Ouch."
back or
Yeah.
something, like, even though they stretched, but it's like they were like, "No, we're here for Joan," and they're competitive, and it was so fun to see. So we have the red team and the blue team, and I think the red team has the lead at first, and then
Yeah.
the blue team comes up, and the whole thing is sponsored by Quaker Oats. We can't forget that because
No,
they're
I know. It's so funny.
every other shot, they're like, I'm like, who's eating a bowl of oats at a kickball game, like out in the sun?
Oh,
But whatever,
all
they had to
of
get their
our Golden Bachelor contestants would be.
yeah, exactly. They had to get their sponsorship money somehow.
Yeah.
But so that's going on, and then we have Charles L come up, and he's like, "Oh, I've never again another Charles L moment. Whenever he pops up on my screen, I know I'm gonna feel something." He comes up and he's like, "I've never played kickball before," and then he kicks the ball, and he's like, "Did you see the ball I kicked?
Oh
Nobody
my
caught it."
I know, it was so cute. He's,
It
like, really cute.
And the blue team ended up winning. So of course we have another Charles L moment. They're picking him up. Everyone's cheering. The red team has to go back to the mansion. Womp womp. And the blue team gets some extra time with Joan, which is super important.
Yes.
on The Bachelor, because she's actually giving out a rose during this
Yeah.
group date.
To the
So
MVP.
to the MVP, that's right. And she has a couple of talks with some of the men. I know she briefly talks to like Jordan and Gary. What do you think about, what did you think about this group date?
Well, I always like a good group date. I think they're fun. I mean, nothing is really like happening in the group date, but I think it's a
Yeah.
time for the guys to like get like just that FaceTime with her and just to kind of like, if I was on the show, especially Golden Bachelor, I would just be the hype person for this like group date scenario. You don't really get to like have one-on-one, and if you like steal her too much, you kind of do look like the jerk. And so it's
Mhm.
almost like you want to just be the hype person where you're like, hey, I'm gonna hype you up. How you feeling? Like, what's going on? You look gorgeous. Like, how is your day going? Was your, like whatever you want to talk about. Like, what do you think about the kickball game? Like, that kind of stuff. Because I would just be the hype person, because I just don't know, like group dates, you can't go and have a serious one-on-one conversation.
Mhm.
It's really, a group date is like your audition to get a
Yeah.
one-on-one, right?
Yeah. And they're all trying to impress her. They're
Yeah.
all trying, and also it's hard to do like anything because they're on the field for this particular
Yeah.
date. Like
Oh yeah.
it's not like they can just pull Joan aside and talk to her during. I think she was actually off to the side with Jesse
Yes.
commentating on the
She
game.
was. Yeah.
So
Yeah, she was just watching the game. Well, and then on top of it, like the one-on-one time, they're still like, after the game, they're all sweaty and just like, she's not gonna, it's not like
they
she's,
all got on that bus. Yeah, the
yeah,
red team to go back to the mansion. I'm like, I know that bus smells. Like,
yeah.
I know. I do not want to be anywhere near these men. I'm
No.
glad they got to shower though. It looked like the blue team, the team that won, did get to go back, shower
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
somewhere,
for
get
sure.
dressed. Because they looked, yeah, like fresh and ready to go. And
Yeah.
she had those little one-on-ones, and then she gave out her rose date, the MVP rose to Gail. So Gail talked to Joan about his adopted daughter
Yeah.
and how he's missing her, missing family. Joan could really relate to that. She's also, I think she also finds out during this date that her mom is sick. So
Yes.
that's weighing on her definitely. And she gives him the date. So Gil is a little controversial. I don't know if you know about this, but
Oh, yes,
he
because I know on Instagram or Twitter or something, right?
was it on, yeah. So he's got or he had a restraining order that was filed by his ex. This was after production did the background check. So I think ABC put out a statement like, oh, we're going to give him less screen time. So when he came up and they showed his one-on-one time with Joan, I was like, oh, he's getting the rose, because why would you be showing him unless he's important somehow?
They have
And
to.
but what's important about this date too, like I said, is Joan's mom is not feeling well. She is sick,
Yeah.
and this is weighing really heavily on Joan. So then when she goes on to this group date, to this this one-on-one with Jonathan, she talks about how it's just like lingering on the back of her mind. And so she goes out with Jonathan for the one-on-one, and they go horseback riding.
I
And
love that.
she met, it's so cute, but
But
she
I
does
also love that.
mention,
Oh, well, I love all the guys got excited for him because he was crying or like got emotional about it. And I like that the guys were like, no, go enjoy yourself. I did like
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. So when he gets it, he's like, oh, but she might not like me. She might, this puts
Yeah.
me in a really like vulnerable position. It's
But
just
she
me.
obviously likes him. He got the date on the prom date. So the rose for the
I
prom.
know.
So
But
she
he's
like,
like, he's got this, and he told us his story, or more in depth about what happened with his divorce. And he says, I woke up one morning and my
ugh,
wife just
so
said, I
tragic.
want a divorce. And I, came out of nowhere, all of this stuff. I like him. Look, I love Jonathan.
I do too.
He's a
And he's
hottie,
so
and
handsome. Yes.
yes, and he's so sweet. But
Yes.
it just seems, I don't know, I want to hear the ex-wife's story, because what do you mean it was out of nowhere? Like, it just seems like, I don't know, like maybe he didn't catch on. Again, there's two sides, and I'm just, going to go along on this journey with Jonathan. But the fact that he claims that he had no idea and it came out of nowhere, I was like, I don't know. Did him and his wife maybe just not communicate enough? But people are saying online that it might be a red flag. We shall see.
I don't know. I think like I give him the benefit of the doubt because I feel like when you're a certain age, like if you do like, so once, okay, if they were 22 and he was like,
Mhm.
my wife came out of nowhere and just was like, hey, let's get a divorce. It's like, that's a red flag. But when you're like in your 50s, your 60s, and like you have kids and a job and you're running from one obligation at 6 a.m. until, midnight, almost like 10 p.m., you're not communicating. You don't have time to do things like,
Mhm.
maybe he didn't like what maybe he had forgotten it to be bring the romance, or maybe his wife was feeling neglected or whatever. Like he could have said, I take responsibility for not being more blah blah blah, but like also, is that something that a man is going to come forthright and say? I don't know, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Also, he might have, and they just edited. I'm sure it's a long date.
Yeah,
It's an all day
right.
thing. Maybe he could have said it, right? And
Yeah,
again, I'm also giving him the benefit of the doubt. And
right.
he's actually my winner pick. I think he's
Oh,
gonna take this.
okay.
But I like Jonathan. And again, he opened up to Joan. It's what
Yeah,
she needed, and I think she really likes him. She
I think she
clearly
likes
really
him
likes
too.
him.
Yeah,
And I think him maybe like I don't know. His reaction to getting the one-on-one was a little intense, but it goes back to him being blindsided with
yeah.
the
Well,
divorce.
that I think he feels insecure, and that's what I feel like we're seeing from him. Like he feels blindsided from the divorce. He feels insecure. What if she doesn't like me? What if this like? And that also makes me think like maybe it was blindsided from the divorce, because maybe it was like
Yeah.
he feels insecure because like there's a reason to he feels insecure. So and like honestly too, like sadly people like you know break up because there's someone else. Like we don't know, and like we don't know any of the circumstances. So we only know what they share with us. So
Yeah, the 10-minute date we got. And it was a good date. And they're horseback riding, they're heading back, and Joan mentioned seeing the hawks. And we
yes,
know from,
that gave me
the first
chills.
episode. I know. That's like I'm
I
like,
was
"Oh my
like,
god,
whoa.
it's a sign." Like I do believe in
What?
this stuff,
Yeah.
and her mentioning that like, this is a sign that her husband is there with her, and it made me like tear up and I got goosebumps again. And she's still grieving.
Yeah.
Um and it's just so I like I feel for her. I've never been in the situation like this, but you can't help but like just feel for Joan. And I
Mhm.
didn't know when her husband passed. I looked it up because I was like, oh, like it seems pretty recent. It was only 3 years ago, which is
Yeah.
insane.
Insane. Insane. And like not only that, but like everything I feel like with, you know, the way that he passed and the cancer and all the things, like it just feels like it probably was such a emotional like time that she's probably just now digesting it and just kind of decompressing from it, because those things like really have an impact on you. And I really liked how she was wanting to share that with the guys, because I felt like that's so it is such a big part of her journey and like such a big part of her moving on, that I just think that it is important for her to share. And I was like, love that they show that she wanted to share that. It makes me feel like Joan is more like, I don't know, just like such a I don't know, like a great person, like someone that is just someone that's ready. That makes also think she's more ready because she's at the point where she can admit to like being hurt and feeling like she's not sure if she's ready.
She's very in tune with her emotions, and she
Very
like
into
picks up on it like very quickly. She's like, "Oh, I was out on this date with Jonathan and I saw the hawks, but I felt this." And like she's able to pinpoint what makes her feel what, and she's able to communicate it with the guys, which is so important, which is really good because we've seen time and time again on these Bachelor, like the regular franchise, where maybe not the lead, but the contestants will be just silent on their feelings and they'll
yeah.
blindside the lead at the very end. Like, oh, I'm actually not feeling the same way
Mhm.
you are. And that always sucks, but it causes drama, right?
Yeah.
So it's fun. But here I'm like, oh, that's so nice of Joan. I really
I
like her opening
know.
up.
I loved it.
And then so she opens up right before they're gonna have the cocktail party that night.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I
Ugh.
hear this agitating, grating noise. It's Gary. So he shows up
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, let's talk." And they've been teasing this forever, right? Since the beginning. Like, he's gonna show up, and I was thinking he's gonna want her back, right? This
It
is what they're
seems
setting
like,
us.
though, he did, unless they told him to say, "Do you think your guy is here?" I'm like, why would he say that? Like, is he saying that because he wants to make sure that it's not him? Like, it was weird.
I need to go back and check his reaction when she says yes. Because I
Yeah,
think I sensed a
he
little bit of
smiled.
disappointment.
Yeah, I thought I sensed disappointment too. And I also feel like, so I was really disappointed in Gary for breaking our hearts with the divorce, period.
Mhm.
But then, like, why are we still bringing him? I know he was like a big part of the franchise, but like he broke our hearts. So why are we bringing him? You made this guy the hero villain, and now like nobody cares because Joan's the hero.
Yeah, she's the hero, and she shut
Yeah.
him down real quick. He came
Yes.
in and he's like, "Oh, well, we had a really good connection in that 1 week or in those few weeks that you were here, that one
Oh, I
date that
know.
we had." He's like trying to like pull her in, and she's like, "No, my guy is here. Like, I'm
Yes.
very certain of that." And I was like, "Okay,
Thank
good.
God.
Cut him off."
Yeah. Cut
'Cause
him
I
off.
really thought we were gonna see him again. I thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, let me be part of the guys. Let me be part of the group. Let me audition for you."
Ugh,
That
no.
kind of vibe.
I feel like I don't think he would do that, but, like, if he it sounds like something someone on The Bachelor would do. Like,
It's been done before, and I'm like, if
it's been
anyone's gonna
done
do
before.
it, it's gonna be him. He's
Yeah.
single,
Ugh,
right? Freshly
yeah.
single. And actually they were shooting in like June, so this must have been just a few months after they announced their divorce.
Yeah.
I think they announced it back in March, but
Yeah.
that was shocking. That was just so disappointing.
That's what I'm saying. I was, like, so disappointed. I literally felt like I was gonna cry when I heard that, and I know that's silly, but because I had been on this journey with him since the very begin I was the very first phone call to him, and, like, I had talked to him, and he like, from the very beginning, and then he, like, I don't know.
No, I loved him. I loved him. Like, I remember watching that
Yeah.
was the first show I watched when I got out of the house last year. Yeah, because it was in November. And I was like crying every episode, like really feeling for him. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
love him. I love all the women. This is
Yeah.
so good. When they said they were gonna make a Good Morning America announcement,
Oh,
I that was the last thing on my mind. I was like, oh, it's not a divorce. Maybe it's something else. But
I literally was like, in our group chat, I'm like, "There's no way. This is not happening. I do not believe it." And they're like, "I think it's happening." And I was like, "Stop. They're probably announcing they're moving in together. Maybe they're gonna
yes.
have a surrogate baby.
A
A
surrogate for the
baby.
baby.
They're gonna have a baby."
Like
Like, no.
anything,
Yeah.
anything but divorce.
No.
But
Mm.
he came and left. It was a 5-minute bit. Maybe they just needed to fill airtime. Maybe they knew they're like, "Hey, we got a 2-hour show.
I
Can you
thought
come
they
in real
thought it
quick?"
would probably bring people to be like, "Oh, drama," you know?
And womp womp, it wasn't. He
Thank
came and
God.
left, and thank God. And she went back to the guys, and it's so cute seeing them all try to cheer her up. Right? She just had
Yeah.
this conversation with them, opening up to them. And Mark shows. I love Mark. He shows up in a shark suit or like a
I
shark
know. It's
onesie,
so
like
fun.
dancing for her. Well, who else do we have? Like just different. Gary, I think, is
No, I'm
also.
surprised. Yeah, Gary was really cute. So I'm surprised, actually, I was gonna say, since you bring up Mark, that we haven't seen more Mark action, because she seemed like she was really into him. And then we haven't gotten a one-on-one. We haven't like really gotten, like,
Yeah.
are
I think
we
they're saving him because I think he's the star. Like people, or like he's the most well-known guy out of all of
yeah,
these people, right? Because we know him from Joey's season of The Bachelor. But I think his time is coming. I think his one-on-one is coming for sure because the way they made out last week,
yeah,
they're into each other.
they're for
Like
sure into each other.
you
And I'm
know
just
who else? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead. Who else?
I was gonna change it to Keith. So if let's keep talking about Mark. Yeah.
Oh, no, I like Keith too. Yeah. And I like Keith, and I think they have a connection too. But I don't know if he's like the guy that I would see her with. Out of all these other guys.
I thought he had a chance, but we haven't heard from him in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, he had his moment that first with the first impression rose, and it's been
Mhm.
crickets from Keith since.
Yeah.
And he's even voiced it. He's like, "Oh, I'm kinda disappointed I didn't get the one-on-one."
Right. Yeah.
So
So I do kind of wonder what's going on with it. I don't think she is as impressed as the first impression rose.
I don't think so either. Maybe she's developed like a closer, like a bigger connection with some of the other guys, a better connection with them. Because I don't know. He was like a front runner for me after the first episode, and
Oh,
now I don't see it. I
no.
don't see it like getting beyond maybe
And he doesn't really get a
eight,
lot of
six.
like interviews.
No, yeah, we don't see any of his confessionals. So maybe he's just not good at confessionals. I don't know. I mean, you're the queen of the DR.
Yeah.
Queen of confessionals, Rachel, you would know what it
I
takes to make
think,
like a good.
yeah, I think he probably is not, maybe he's just not like having a lot of time with her either. So maybe it's just like he doesn't have a lot. You know how it is on Big Brother when you don't have a lot of storyline, you don't get a lot of confessionals. And so I'm guessing that that's what's going on.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll see. I don't have much hopes for him. I do for Mark though. Mark's time is coming. Mark my words. I think
Okay.
they could make him um the next Golden Bachelor. I see it.
Oh,
He's perfect for it. If him and Joan don't match up, I think
okay.
he's a hottie too.
He is a
Just
hottie.
like just
Yeah.
like Jonathan. But we see Gary leading a prayer with her, super
I know.
sweet.
So sweet.
And Chalk also talks to her during the cocktail party. So he got the one-on-one last week,
Yeah.
right? He's the
So see,
Disney
I
date.
think I like them. I thought that they had a really great one-on-one at
He's my
Disney.
winner pick right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
I think
They
I
like
would lean toward him being my winner pick. I don't know, obviously, but I felt like on their one-on-one that they
mhm,
had a really cute connection that seemed like sexual but friendship too. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Whereas like with
yeah,
Pascal's one-on-one, it feels very sexual.
yeah.
Like it feels very like she's like, I'm attracted to him. Like, ooh.
Mhm.
But like I don't know if like she wanted him to open up, but I don't know if they have like the same kind of laughs. You know what I mean? But it was a
No.
totally different date. It's Vegas versus Disney.
Well, it's also 2 very different guys. I think Chalk
Very,
is kind of bland. Sorry, Chalk.
yeah,
Love you, but compared to like Pascal's more
right.
fiery and
Yeah,
different personalities, and I think Joan meshes better with Chalk. Like, I can see like him going to her hometown date
yeah.
and getting along with her
That's what I thought
kids, and
she
that
would like mesh really well with Mark, but we'll see.
we'll see. Because from the trailer that they showed a couple weeks
She's
ago,
like,
we
I
hear her
love
say,
you,
"I love
Mark.
you."
Yes.
So unless they clipped off when she says "as a friend" at the end, I
I don't think.
think
Well, we know Mark something happens where she loves him, but we just don't know like what happens.
or yeah, in what way? We'll find out. We'll find out. But we did get a little bit of drama this episode. Oh my god. Kim,
Mm.
your fave, writes a
I
song. A
know.
second song,
I
right?
know.
He's singer-songwriter.
I love him. I think he's so fun, and he's a Navy captain, and he's just, like, got this, like I don't know, I think he's cute too, you know? I think he's, like, got a lot going on for him. Nobody wanted to do the song with him.
Nobody wanted to do the song with him. This is the men when Kim suggested the group song. They're all
Yeah,
just kind of looking at him like, "What?
like, "No thanks. No, thank
Who's gonna
you."
tell him?" Yeah. And
Yeah.
finally, I think Gary was the one that spoke up and was like, "Hey, this is," and he put it very nicely too. He's like, "This is your song. You
Yes.
should sing it." He didn't like shut him down immediately, but that was a little bit awkward. He did end up singing the song with again Guy. Guy's a really good friend.
Guy seems
Um,
like a good friend, yeah.
he ends up singing this song to Joan. And what
I
did you think?
liked
I
that.
thought it was
I thought it
so
was so
cringy.
cute. Oh my god, I thought it was so cute. I thought it was cute. Like he said, they have, like, all this downtime, and they're not doing anything, and it reminded me of something I would do, so maybe I'm cringy. But, like, I know, like, on reality shows, when I have, like, so much downtime, I'm always thinking of creative ways to, like, do something
Pass
to
the
entertain
time.
people and pass the
Yeah.
time. So I feel like this is something that I would totally get behind. And I liked it. I thought it was a, cute little song. It wasn't like inappropriate or anything.
Yeah, no, it was cute, but if he tried singing that to me, I'd be like, like
Yeah,
buzz him.
apparently.
Next.
Apparently.
I've told Corey, I'm like, Corey, do not serenade me, please. And he wouldn't. He's not a singer, but I
But
just don't see it.
Brendan would totally do that. Yeah.
Would he? Has he?
I think he has. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well,
Do you
he had
remember?
in karaoke. Brendan loves karaoke. So he loves to like sing, and he used to call out songs to me at the bars in Vegas when we would go to
Yeah.
karaoke bars, and I would be like, "Oh, it's so sweet."
Wait, I think you mentioned karaoke before. I think we mentioned it during the cruise
Yes.
IG
Yeah, we did.
live.
Oh yeah, because Brendan, yeah. You guys are still doing the comedy show with us too, right?
We'll do it. I'm down.
Okay, good.
Corey, I'll have to drag him there, but he'll do it.
We can do it because Brendan and I are doing one in Birmingham on the 17th of October. So like in 2 weeks.
That's
And
coming
Brendan
up.
is
Yeah.
like, it's coming up. Brendan's like, I'm gonna murder you, Rachel, because you are. And then I do jokes, and he's like, they're not funny, and I'm like, no, but they are funny. He's like, nobody's gonna get that. I'm like, anyone that watches Big Brother is gonna know when I say nobody comes in between me and my man. He's like, nobody is gonna get that unless they watch Big Brother. And I was like, yeah, but why else are they coming to our comedy show, Brendan?
Yeah. Like they know Big Brother. They know
They
you.
know.
Like
They
they'll
know.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I felt like so it'll be fun. On the Big Brother cruise, we can do all Big Brother jokes, and it'll be perfect.
And everyone will get them. It's gonna be
Yes.
perfect.
And everyone will get
I
them. Exactly.
I cannot wait. And for karaoke, so he's doing karaoke on the cruise too, right? We're gonna
Yes.
do karaoke together. What are
Yes.
his songs, or like what songs has he dedicated to you?
Okay. So, well, Brendan's go-to songs are Sweet Caroline. That's his like favorite one. And
Classic.
then, yeah, very classic. Um, what has he dedicated? He's dedicated some Frank Sinatra ones. Oh, Love L is for the way you
Yes.
yeah, that one because he's like silly corny. And let's see, what else does he like? He likes some like good 80s mashup songs. He's very like old school. You don't catch him singing, you know, like Dua Lipa or whatever. He's
Yeah.
singing, old school. Whereas me, I'm like Spice Girling it up. So we go. I think it's
Classic.
like a natural
That
reaction.
fits.
Go back to Spice Girl.
Yeah, no, that fits like perfectly for y'all's like personality, at least from what I saw,
Yeah,
on
exactly.
TV. Do you remember your first date out of the Big Brother house?
Oh gosh.
We've been
Well,
talking so much about dates and one-on-ones and group dates. Maybe just what are
I
some
think it was in Vegas, actually.
Okay.
Because when we got off of Big Brother season 12, so okay, well, we used to go to Vegas after Big Brother 12 and 13. So we had they had a Vegas party.
Mhm.
And I remember Brendan and I got out of the house. We were in jury. So I guess technically our first date was in the jury house
Yeah.
because he got a picnic basket and a blanket and took me on a walk as far as our handlers would let us walk. And they were like, "Hey, you guys can't go anywhere by yourself." We're like, "We know." So we're going to walk around the backyard.
Yeah.
So we went in like a little private corner and we had like a date. And then after Big Brother, we went on we went from whatever CBS like Studio City to
Mhm.
straight to Vegas. But I think we did stop somewhere. Anyways, I think our first date was in Vegas because we stayed at a hotel in Vegas. I still had my apartment in Vegas, all the things. So it was definitely there. We went to Yeah, it was real fun. We went out to a dive karaoke bar that night too. We went to downtown Las Vegas. Uh,
Mhm.
we went out on the strip as well. Um, but and then there was like a party at Hard Rock or something. So it was a Vegas weekend. It was a very
Yeah, I was
Vegas,
gonna say it was
yeah,
multiple dates. It wasn't just
multiple days.
one, obviously,
Exactly.
especially when you're in Vegas.
Yes. Yeah,
Like
literally.
you
And it
have to
was
go out to
very
all the places.
Yeah, it was really fun. I remember we met a bunch of people and like just kind of got to hang out with everyone. I wish they still did those events.
Yeah, so I heard the Big Brother like after parties used to be in Vegas,
They
right?
did. Yeah, so long time ago, back my seasons, we had the after parties in Vegas. Then when like after season 15, because my sister was on 15. So my
Mhm,
friend and I, Ryan, we had this show called Reality Relapse. So then we hosted
mhm.
a bunch in Los Angeles. So we would host them at like, a bar in LA somewhere. And then I think that was like seasons like 16, 7. I think we did it to season like 18, maybe 16. We definitely did like 15,
Yeah,
16, because I remember doing Frankie's. Frankie's
yeah.
was a huge blowout. That was like
I'm
everybody came,
sure.
like Lance Bass was there. Like it was like an insane big like party after party. All the press was there. Like it was crazy. Um, and then we had like 17 and 18 because I remember doing Liz's party for like Liz
Mhm.
10 because Liz
Yeah.
and Austin were still together.
Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. And then let's see, 19, did we do, so I don't think we did the 20 because I don't remember ever meeting like Casey or Tyler or anyone. So I don't know if they started if who was doing their parties. And then Azza just started doing them after her season.
Yeah. It's not the same, and I don't know because I didn't even get to go to Oz's party last year. It's
Yeah.
just like it wasn't as, not that Oz's event wasn't organized, but it's just like we didn't know. We came out of
Yeah.
the house, and for some reason, we were under the impression that CBS hosted after parties. But
Right. No,
no,
I know. That's what we
they're
thought
just
too, but they don't.
yeah, they
No.
don't. They give you your phone, and they're like, "Okay, you get a night at the hotel. Bye. See ya."
Yeah. Yes. Literally.
So it wasn't the same, but yeah, I was like, oh, I would love for everyone to be able to get together. And Ozza is running these events now. And I just went to the premiere in New York for BB26 a few months ago. And that was a lot of fun. It's an opportunity to like meet all the, or like some of the alum.
Yeah.
Um, but it's no Vegas party.
No.
So
Do you guys get like
we,
free drinks and stuff?
no.
See, our parties, we made sure everyone that was on the show had a bottle, and then we gave free drinks to
Oh,
all the house guests, and then
well,
we paid the people that were on this season. So we like not a lot. It was like
yeah,
$100, I think.
no.
But like,
I mean,
and then I remember one year I had to buy a bunch of hotel rooms for people. That was like, it was a lot of work.
yeah, no,
I
that's a
don't know
lot.
why we didn't do them
And
for all
you
the
know,
seasons.
maybe it's for the best that I wasn't on an earlier season because me with a bottle after finale would have been dangerous. Like,
Oh, it was, like, so fun. But nobody it was just, like, nobody had there was no problems, and we will always invite production and some production like, a bunch of the camera people and sound people would always come. So we
oh, that's
invited
fun.
yeah, we invited,
Mm.
like, producers. I remember some of the story producers came, um, and it was really fun. I mean, like, the people everyone used to like, do stuff together. Not now,
Yeah,
but
I mean, maybe not so. Yeah, not so much anymore. I remember going to Todrick's after finale and meeting
yeah, Todrick
production.
did stuff.
Yeah, and meeting production, they're like, "Oh, like I'm part of production." And it's funny because you never see them. So
Never,
they're
I
like,
know.
"Oh, I edited this segment. It was my
Yeah,
favorite segment to do." And I'm like, "Oh, you guys were watching? Like
yeah.
you're
Well, how about when you hear the voice and then you meet the person, you're like, "Oh, this is not at all what
yes.
I was expecting."
It's also a different name. Like
Yeah, yeah. Oh, totally different name. You're just like, I had no like, I don't know what you think when you're in that house. It's
yeah,
just
that
crazy.
was one of the weirdest things for me. Like I went in as a fan and for some
Yes.
reason I was under the impression that in the DR you see somebody. Like that
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought there was like glass and it's like no, you're talking to a camera and a microphone and a bright ass light and that's
Yeah.
it. Like you're in
It's
the room by yourself. But
it's so weird. I know. I remember just, like, crying to the camera, and then I'm like, I'm sitting
me
here
too.
sometimes I would think back, like, I'm crying to a camera in the dining room.
See, I think the
Like
same way, but I'm like, oh my god, I'm in the Big Brother house crying. This is so cool.
yeah.
They're like, this is so iconic. This
Oh, I
is
love it. Yeah.
but going back to iconic, we have Kim and his legendary song. unfortunately, it wasn't enough to save him,
I know.
and
I'm kind of surprised. I was really
I he had a big episode.
yeah, he had a very big episode, and I was kind of surprised that she didn't keep him. But I don't know, maybe she's just forming relationships with other guys and felt like he was like not for her and she just
Yeah.
knows.
Well, she's standing on business. She showed us, like, if she's
Mm.
not feeling it, you're out. Like, I thought
Yeah.
Jack was gonna be here a lot longer too.
I
Just
know,
for,
I
like,
really like Jack.
entertainment purposes, I was like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
like him." Like,
he's fun.
he provides fun and
Yeah,
something for other people to talk about, and no, she ditched him. So it's like, as soon as she's not feeling it or she knows she's not gonna feel it, she's not wasting any time, and
right.
I'm proud of her for that. I'm into it. So this is what it looks like after week 3. We
Oh,
had Charles K go, Greg go, Kim go. I will say Pascal is now going to be devastated that Greg is not going to be there to do his laundry.
you're right. That's a good point.
He's going to
And
try to find another guy.
I felt like you're totally right about how Greg was not in this. He's not giving us a lot either. So I just feel
Mhm.
like I wonder if Greg is just like not he might just be the guy that's like not the pusher and you kind of have to be a little bit of a pusher in this show, you know?
Yeah. We didn't learn anything about him or
Mm-mm.
like Charles K for that matter. I think we did get a
No.
lot of Kim, which is also why I was surprised.
Yeah, we got a
Um,
lot of Kim. I feel like I know a lot about Kim. You know, Dan is another outliner for me. I don't feel like I know Dan.
I mean, he did get that alone time with her last week after he did the ribbon dance, but again, not much. I feel like we don't know anything about Guy or
Yeah.
Jordan really.
But we see a lot of Guy. We do see a lot. Like he's always with the other guys. Guys with the guy.
Guys with like he's a guy's guy,
Yeah, he's a
LOL.
guy's guy.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I just feel like we haven't gotten like his backstory or like how, his
Yeah.
upbringing, what's his like what relationships, what's his relationship status? Obviously single, but like is he divorced? Is he a widower? Like what
Oh,
happened? We don't know anything about that. But
maybe
yeah,
they're
I think they're the
saving that
next two.
for his story so we can cry. They save the stories so we can cry.
Literally, and I'm fine with that. I don't mind crying once
No,
a
I
week.
cry every week in this show. Like,
But I think right now, um, I think Chalk is my winner pick, and I think Keith is in trouble. I think
yeah,
Keith's got to
I think
step it
Keith's
up.
incredible. So I think I could see her right now, just with Mark, with Pascal, with Jonathan, with Chalk. And then maybe with I mean, I know we don't see a lot of Guy, but maybe with Guy because he's like handsome and he's a doctor and she seems to like that. And then
Mhm.
Jordan, maybe. But the other ones, I'm like, I don't really see her with I feel like her and Charles have a great friendship.
Yeah,
I don't see them
yeah,
like having a love like every time she's with him, she doesn't treat him like, there it's very friend energy.
friend zoning him.
Friend zoning him.
Yeah.
Same with Gary, she friend zones Gary. Uh,
Mhm.
I so weirdly, I felt like she didn't friend zone Gil, but I don't really like want to see her with Gil, especially with all the drama scandal.
Yeah, we don't need that, and I don't think she ends up with Gil.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how much more we'll see of him or how many more roses he'll get. But yeah, I noticed like her tone shifts with like Gary and Charles L to like a
Yes.
more like friendly
Friend zone. Yeah, like
vibe.
she really likes them. Like I can tell like she loves being around them. She's genuinely like happy with them. They make her laugh. She loves their stories. But like I feel like she wants to grab them by the arm and like go to a movie and like walk around and giggle. Like not anything
Yeah.
where it's like, let's go on a date to
Romantic.
Vegas and make
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No,
exactly. They're no Pascal.
no, they're no
Hello.
past. No.
But yeah, I don't think she's kissed them either. So I don't think she's kissed Charles L, Gary, Gil, or Guy. I think maybe Jordan too. I love
I don't think
Jordan.
Did she kiss Jordan? I don't think she's kissed Jordan.
I'd kiss Jordan. I love Jordan. I think he's just got like such a young energy and vibe to him.
He's cute.
But
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see. We did see a trailer. We got a trailer and they have like the Magic Mike
Yes.
date next week, that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to put them.
I'm hoping that Pascal and Jonathan both have to Magic Mike it.
They
also
will.
Gary, because Gary's going to be hilarious. And I'm sure Charles L will give us some like good comedy bits.
He's gonna go all in. They all do, which is what I love. Like we saw that with the talent show last week. Like they
really
get into it and
do.
they try their best. So I appreciate that, and I'm excited for it. I cannot
I'm
wait.
excited. Yay!
Yay! And Rachel, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining
That was
me.
so fun.
Dream come true. Like I can't believe it. What is my life? I get to talk about my favorite show with like my favorite reality TV star. This is so crazy.
Oh my God, what is my life? I love hanging out with you all the time. We need to do another Instagram live though, because we need to promote that cruise and so we don't get in trouble. Because Mike's like, can you guys please promote? And I'm like, we're trying. We are so
We're
busy.
trying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm posting. Yeah, I'm posting my stories. But yeah, I would love to do another IG live with y'all.
We should do. I have my hot seat questions where I always have them on hand in case I ever have to interview people or ask.
Wait,
someone.
I didn't know. Is that like an actual? It's like a card deck. Oh, it's an actual game.
Deck. So it's like just like a random. So
I've never heard of that before.
You know, I work for Amazon, so I do all these like Amazon lives and stuff. So I get all these like little cards and they send me things. So I have this one is like date night ideas.
Wait, I love that one.
It's really cute. And you scratch them off. And then I have like kid family friendly activities and kid family friendly games. But like these date night ideas are cute because they're scratchers. So you have to scratch them.
Oh, that's fun. I like that.
Really fun. So these ones are just hot seat questions. So you turn over the card. It's like, what TV show is my guilty pleasure? And then you just like ask the question. So they help me because when I do my podcast or when I'm doing like my Amazon stuff, I'm like, if I have nothing to talk about, I'm like, I'm going to go to the hot seat.
Yeah. I love that. It's like its own segment. Yeah. That's fun. I haven't heard of that before. I got to get the date night cards for sure.
Oh, the date night cards are real cute. It's all on Amazon. You can go to my Amazon shop. No, just kidding.
It's fine. Plug it in.
These are cute because they're just like, what is my greatest ambition in life? So some of them are really good questions.
How do we ship these to Joan?
Oh my God. We should ship these, right? That would be
How
fun.
do we get a hot seat segment?
Every reality show should have a hot seat segment. Why do they
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Especially these dating shows. You see like Love Island, a lot of the times they're like talking about nothing.
But all the time.
Like, all the time.
Wouldn't it be fun if they had these two in the Big Brother house? Because you can just be like, oh, these are great conversation starters. But don't worry, if I ever went on Big Brother again, which probably not going to happen, but I will have a plethora of knowledge of great questions and topics to bring up to people.
Oh, that's a dream of mine. I like to see you on Big Brother again.
Oh, well.
I would love that. I know we're all ready.
I feel like they're never going to do it again. It's like, we talked about All Stars for so many years, and then it came and it was like, and now we talk about like this other like Legends season, and it's like, I don't think they're gonna do it.
And they made it into Reindeer Games, which I loved. Reindeer Games, that was really interesting. I like the comps and the theme, and I love Christmas time. So yeah, I love cozy. But people were expecting a winter season, and they were hinting. I mean, from what I heard, they were hinting like something big's coming.
Yes. And this reindeer.
It was Reindeer Games. Womp womp.
Yeah.
Anyways, Rachel.
I don't even think they're doing it again. So I know.
Yeah. There's been whispers. We'll see. Maybe a Valentine's. I'd love a Valentine's games.
Wait, I need to know, what are the whispers? Are there whispers?
So yeah. I mean, I've heard that it's not happening.
Oh, you heard it's not happening. Yeah, I heard it's not happening.
Yeah. Maybe we can cut this out. I don't know if we're allowed, but yeah, that's what I heard.
You can gossip about anything. It's your podcast.
Right? Like, what are they gonna do? I doubt CBS is watching. So
well, even if they are watching, we're just talking about like hypothetical things. No,
hypotheticals, just rumors. It's not confirmed, but that's what the rumors that I've been hearing.
Yeah.
So which is like, anyways, yeah.
I know. But they're gonna have to do something because they need Angela and Tucker. They need you and Corey. I feel like there's got to be something they're gonna do. Maybe it'll be, yeah, like you said, maybe it'll be like a Valentine's thing. I don't know.
Maybe
We
with
could have
Angela and
Tucker.
Tucker, I would
Well, that would
love
be
to
fun.
see it.
I was gonna say with Tucker and Rubina, but you and Corey, Tucker and Rubina, that would be
What
fun.
other? Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I'm trying to think. I mean, Claire
Like
and
recent,
Derek and Claire are
they
like
love
more
Derek and Claire.
recent.
That's true. Derek and Claire. Who else is like recent? I feel like there's more showmances. Wasn't there one last season?
There were a couple. We had Jared and Blue. We have Matt and Riley, but
Oh,
they're
that's
not
right.
really dating. But if they wanted to get them back on, I'm sure they would agree
But
to
isn't Riley
either.
dating Jag?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, wait, you might know more than I do, actually.
Jag is bringing Riley on the cruise.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Why
I
is
like as
Jag bringing?
friends.
Oh, and they're sharing a room as friends?
They shared a room
America, you
during
obviously know. America knows. America, this is
Wait,
called America
no.
Tells All.
Wait, hold on. Let's tell all because wait, Rachel, you might know more than I do because I didn't even
I
know that
don't
they
know
were sharing a
anything.
room.
I don't know anything. I just know that they're going on the cruise because I genuinely did not know that that was a picture of Riley. And I was like, who is this? And then Mike was like, that's Riley. And she's going as Jag's date. And I was like, oh,
Wait.
okay. Are they
Rachel,
together?
that was the funniest thing ever. When you're right. So we're in this group chat, the cruise group chat, and we get the new flyer, and it's got Jag that's been recently added
Yeah.
on, and Riley, and you go respectfully, who's this? I literally like me and Corey like died laughing. That was funny. But I don't know. No, literally, America Tells All. I do not know anything. As far as I know, they're just friends. So
Are
maybe
they?
the cruise will help them bring them closer. But I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Also, I
You
think
don't bring
Jag's
your
brother.
friend on a cruise date. Like he could have brought his brother. He could have brought
Wait,
like
is Jazz not? I haven't talked to them in a while. I figured his brother was coming.
I figured too, but like I mean, why is he bringing Riley as a date? So I
I
mean,
don't. We got.
obviously,
I'll keep an eye out for that.
yeah,
Jag, please invite me to the wedding. LOL. I'm
yeah.
JK. But
Honestly, well, let's we'll find out on this cruise because that's they're going together. So
like a hawk, I'm gonna be on there.
yeah.
Because what else am I gonna
Oh,
be doing?
I was said the same thing to Brendan when Brendan was like, "Why are you harassing them?" I was like, "Because I want to know, like, is this like happening? Like, what's the details?" And he's like, "Why are you so obsessed with this?" I was like, I have nothing else to be obsessed with." So
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? Who am I gonna gossip to about what? Like, this is gonna
literally,
be fun. I can't. I'm gonna tell Corey, or Corey listens to the podcast, so he'll listen to it later. But
yeah,
this is gonna be a lot of fun to
yeah,
discuss. It is America and Rachel Tells All
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly,
as it
exactly,
should be. That's so
exactly.
funny, and I cannot wait for the cruise. That's gonna be so much fun.
It'll be really fun.
Um,
I'm very excited.
like first off, I've never been on a cruise before, so this is gonna be fun, like
It'll
on
be
a whole
really
new
fun.
level. But
Yeah, you'll
Rachel,
have a
thank you
good
so
time.
much.
Thank you.
Tell us, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
You can go on Instagram at Rachel Reilly Viegas or Rachel E. Reilly Viegas, on TikTok at Rachel Reilly Viegas. Please follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to get people to follow me on TikTok because my TikTok is like boring. I mean, my TikTok's not boring. I don't have a lot of followers. I was doing like a ton of TikTok posts, but I haven't been because I've been so busy. Like,
I'm pretty sure. I think I follow you. I'm pretty sure I follow you, but it's tough
me
on
too.
TikTok because it's just so oversaturated.
Oh,
Like
I know.
there's so many. I think they said like, oh, you have to make a lot of content and push it out
Yeah.
in order to be
Yes.
more visible, just because there's so much people on there.
It's so much. I know. I know. So I try to make a bunch of content, but then I just can't. And like people just go on all day long and I forget to do it because I'm so busy with other things. And so, sorry. Oh, and then you can go on my Amazon. So go to go to amazon.com/shop/, Rachel Reilly Viegas, Rachel E. Reilly Viegas, because we have our really cute family show on Sundays called Viegas Village, and it's very cute. And on Mondays, I have a show where I just gossip and talk about all things reality TV. So we talk about every single show. And I should have you come on as a guest one time, America.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. It would be an honor.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun.
We talk
So
about Golden
BB26,
Bachelorette.
Golden Bachelorette too? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm
We talk
like,
about Golden
BB,
Bachelorette. I talk about like Dancing with the Stars. I talk about, and then I also talk about what's streaming on Amazon. So anything streaming on Amazon, which is there's a lot of good things streaming on Amazon.
I've heard. Yeah. I've heard about a lot of shows. I haven't really watched any Amazon shows, I don't think. And I just started watching Dancing with the Stars this season for the
Oh,
first time in forever. And I'm into it. I love it. I'm
really
going to be a
good.
dancing expert by the end of the
Oh,
season.
perfect.
But BB is almost ending. BB 26. Are you keeping up with it? I've heard you talking
Yes.
about Angela and Tucker. So who is your winner pick right now? We're down to the final
I
five.
mean, if Chelsea doesn't win, then she has made a travesty of a mistake. She's been making mistakes. So, like, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea needs to get rid of Mackenzie. Like, sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
love Mackenzie. It's either going to be Mackenzie or Chelsea to win. And in some like, other dimension, the fifth dimension that Cam pulls out a win, which is not going to happen. He's going to be final two. I think we'll see that like who's getting rid of who at the very end. But Chelsea said she wants to take Mackenzie. Dumb. I don't think she's going to. I feel like she's going to have to,
Too
someone's going to
risky.
have to, like, yeah. So, like, Cam maybe will tell her, someone's going to tell her. But Cam's sitting pretty because Mackenzie or Chelsea could, like, ditch each other and take Cam. Chelsea's the one, it seems like, that's running the show. And I watch live feeds. So it
Mm-hmm.
seems like that on live feeds too.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Definitely.
seem like Mackenzie's just like not getting good at it. Like, I think Chelsea's running the show. Mackenzie's doing her bidding, but Mackenzie's winning so many freaking things. The jury is going to think it's Mackenzie that's doing everything. So Mackenzie, I think she might beat Chelsea. Um, I
It's
don't know.
really close. It all depends also. I don't know how I don't know how the jury will perceive it. I feel like a lot of the times the jury has their mind made up by the time they get to the stage on the finale. But if for some reason during their final speeches, Mackenzie is able to say, like, no, I was making my own decisions. I knew that Chelsea was trying to manipulate me, but I was going along with it because she's a strong competitor. Maybe then it would change the perception that she's just like a minion to Chelsea.
I mean, I
Because
hope
that's what
so.
it feels like. That's what it looks like. I think
Yeah,
it's dumb of Chelsea to take MJ. It's too risky. Her best bet is taking
risky.
like
It's $750,000.
Cam.
Like,
Mhm.
if she
Mhm.
doesn't take Cam, that's like the worst mistake ever. I feel like Cam knows that, but Cam might also not care because he's just sitting pretty, like I said. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a chance. I think there's a good chance that Chelsea ditches Mackenzie next week when she wins because nobody else is winning anything. So if
Mhm.
Chelsea wins Final Four and Mackenzie doesn't win veto, which Mackenzie probably will win veto. It's so annoying, but she probably will. If Mackenzie wins
Yeah.
veto, whoever doesn't go home this week, Rubina or Chemo, will go home. And then it will be
Yeah.
final three of them. One of them is going to, whoever gets rid of the other
Yeah.
will win.
It
But
just comes down to the comps. Yeah, who's able
yeah,
to win and who's been studying. I think MJ and Chelsea have really been studying. I don't think I've seen Cam
they're
study much.
studying
I'm not
together.
sure. Yeah.
Because Cam doesn't care. He's like going to get $75,000 and he's going to like go
And he's
home
fine
and
with that. Yeah.
yeah, he's very happy. He's gonna go to his dogs, like his house full of dogs, and give them
The
kibble.
dogs. Yeah.
The dogs in the crib. Give them kibble for the rest of the year. He's good.
That's so funny. I cannot wait. We only have about a week and a half left. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
And we have Thursday's episode tonight. We have BB Comics. That's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah. I'm
Um,
not into a 2-hour Big Brother on a Thursday. I don't.
I I
I
don't
like it if
blame
it's
you.
like one thing that we're focusing on, but I don't want to have to watch a full veto and then a full veto episode and then a full Big Brother eviction episode. Like, I want it to be
Yeah.
either like a 2-hour eviction or, a 2 hours where they're going to go from final 5 to final 4 or I mean
Or yeah.
final 3 or something. But like I just don't like when they cram all these like episodes into one 2-hour special because it's like it's too much for us to handle. Like, I don't need to know everything at one time, you know?
Yeah. We're also getting jury segments this week, I think. I'm pretty
Well,
sure
that's what
today.
they said. So that will also be able to see who is going to be who do you think will
What are they
host the
thinking?
roundtable? I think it will be Taylor. It's not me. They didn't.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
that's me.
I would hope it's Taylor. I like Taylor. She's a
Yeah,
great speaker, very eloquent. I think she's able to do interviews very well. That's what she does for her job.
yeah.
So I would love to see her. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about
If
that.
it's not Taylor, I mean, I don't know who it would be because, like, I don't think after they had that Cody and Jag and Taylor thing, I thought it was like they were testing it for all three of them. So I
Maybe you're right.
wonder, like, but I'm going to tell you this. Like, Cody is boring. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Cody is boring. I don't want to see him hosting a round table. Snooze fest.
Also,
Jag,
he doesn't
like,
watch the live feeds.
he doesn't.
So,
When he called, what did he say? Chelsea was named, like, didn't know Chelsea's name, like, bottom line.
okay,
So
yeah.
there's that. And then Jag, I think, just like needs a little bit more time, in my opinion.
He's new. No, I think we
He's
need
very
somebody that's
new.
more established. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And then, like, I just don't, there's nobody else. There's literally nobody. Like, they didn't ask me. So, well, there's the other person that people would consider as a winner. I'm assuming it would
Yeah.
be a winner. If it's not a winner, and if it's Nicole Franzel, then I'm not even watching. Sorry. Uh, I guess I shouldn't say that on here. But it's just, they
This is a
need,
safe space. It's okay.
thank you. But I don't think there's no other winners that I think could
Nobody
handle jury roundtable.
nobody else comes to mind. I'm thinking back, like, Casey's doing the challenge now, and I don't think Casey would be,
I don't really
like,
see
too
Casey
fit for
doing the
it. Yeah.
jury roundtable kind of thing.
Yeah. I know there's
Josh,
been, Josh, I mean, he's
Mhm.
also into the whole challenge of it all, and I don't really see it. I think if they don't do Taylor, I think they might go back to just having no host and the jury, like, they used to do that, right? Where there was no host and the jury would just sort of talk it through themselves.
I don't
I
know because I feel like we had even on my season when I was on season 12, we had like some sort of
Did someone
jury.
come in? I don't remember.
I don't either, but it was definitely someone is there to make you think and like
Yeah,
make it
I'm
move
sure.
along. Because, like, I remember we just kept going back and forth. I swear to God, we had a host. I just don't remember who it was. But it wasn't Dr. Will.
It
So
might You don't think maybe it was just, like, production, like, somebody with
see,
questions?
let me Google it. Though, but
Yeah, because
because
I don't remember there being I also don't remember when Dr. Will came in, like, officially. Wait, so they said that Dr. Will hosted, since 2013. When
yeah,
was
I was on 2010, 2010, 2011. That's my seasons.
Okay, so it must have been season 15 then when he came in, 15 or
Mhm.
16.
Yeah, maybe we didn't have. God,
Yeah, I
he's
don't
done.
remember there because
Jeez.
it would have been an alum, and I think it's only been Dr. Will ever. But I don't know, we'll see. I love Taylor. I would love to see her in this position. I was thinking it would be, yes, again, like someone like you, someone like Taylor, like a winner, just well
I mean,
spoken,
literally
someone that is good interviewing.
the only options that they would have as winners that are previous people that have hosted things would be
Mhm.
Taylor. I mean, is Cody a host? Like, he's an actor, I guess. He's not a host. Me, Taylor, and I mean, but look, Entertainment Weekly, Taylor Hale wants to host the jury segment. So obviously it's her. Because
I
they're
did see
not
that interview.
yeah. Throwing my hat in the ring. Yes, we know Taylor. It's obviously her. I don't feel like Entertainment Weekly would post this article because a lot of people have thrown their hat in the ring. And then
Yeah.
they didn't post this article of, this is like they're testing it out. Should
Well,
we
they should announce it very soon because the jury roundtable is coming up just next week,
Yeah.
literally. Like, so we'll get that decision then. But I'm so
Well,
excited.
Entertainment
It's been
Weekly is owned by CBS. So,
they are.
Yeah, and Dalton Ross is the one that wrote this article. So, and he didn't put anybody else's name in it.
Okay, yeah, he's the top dog. I know. I know of him. Well, that'll be exciting. I cannot wait to see. I hope this is true.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be her because there's literally just no one else. I mean, yeah. I don't think there's anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, there's no article for anyone else, so
Well, there's
case
I mean,
closed.
there's like nobody else for them to even
Pick
talk about,
from.
pick from.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be it's Taylor. It's not Taylor, then it's like Ross Matthews from Celebrity Big Brother. That's what
Yeah.
Brendan and I were saying. We were like, if it's not Taylor, it has to be like Ross Matthews
Wait,
or
I hadn't even thought about Celebrity Big Brother and
yeah,
possibly
someone from
that would be
Celebrity.
fun. Or could it be what's his face who just hosted instead of Julie? What's his name?
No,
Um,
I know.
Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be him. He is not like going to host a jury roundtable. And if it is him, then it's also kind of like a slap in the face to Taylor.
Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
She's hosting all of the Entertainment Tonight segments for them. And like, if they don't have her, it's like a slap in the face.
Yeah. I hope it's Taylor. And we'll see in about a week and a half, in a few days. That's going to be so much fun. It's been such a fun season. I can't wait to see how it ends and who cuts who. I'm really hoping it's like last season. I was just hoping, I was in the jury house like, oh, I hope one of the boys cut each other. Like, I love the drama.
Me too. But
it didn't happen.
No.
Anyways.
But no, if they don't if Chelsea doesn't cut Mackenzie, then Mackenzie's going to beat her. So she has to.
I think it could be really close.
I think it could be really
close.
But I was wrong about Monty and Taylor. So, you never know what's going to happen.
Expect the unexpected. LOL.
Unexpected.
But all right, Rachel, thank you so much again. I know we're almost at an hour and a half. I'm sorry. But
no, I apologize. I'm the talker. All right.
Bye, y'all.